my goodness, it's probably been, I would think, like 6 months since I last went live. I used to go live. There was a period of time before I had kids where I went live every day, which was, by the way, if you have capacity to do that, was a great community building experience. And I learned so much and I loved it. There's something really wonderful about going live and interacting in real time with folks, and especially as a business owner, like stretching your comfort zone and visibility in that way. But yeah, I'm excited to be here with you. Today I'm going to be talking about the Sacred Method, which is my 7-month Mastermind and Practitioner training. And enrollment starts in just a few days, or enrollment closes, class starts in just a few days. I'm here with my daughter. I just got her down for a nap, so I'm hoping she stays asleep. She's stirring just a little bit, but it's every day here is bring your baby to work day. That's what it is to run a business like this postpartum, and I would not have it any other way. I built my business so that I could have this experience. So I'm going to go over a little bit about what the Sacred Method is, and then I'm also going to answer some frequently asked questions. I have been receiving a lot of questions, and I've honestly been on calls like all day today with people talking about this program, setting up personalized payment plans, and so it's been it's a great, wonderful place for me to join you here live now, because I feel like I've just been really immersed in talking about this and hearing from folks all day. So welcome, and if you have questions that come up, whether it's about the Sacred Method or anything else, I would love to invite you to comment if you're live, or you can message me if you're watching the replay. So the Sacred Method is a practitioner and coach certification. It's a deeper level. So if you already have a certification or a training or a degree, or you are already practicing as a facilitator in some way, shape, or form, this is for you. If you're brand new, this is not for you. You should check out my Self-Love Coach certification. That is great for newbies and experienced practitioners alike, but this is next level. This is for people who are already established in their healing business but want to take it a step further through automations. So this looks like set it and forget it systems in the back end of your business, so that you don't have to always be marketing all the time, every single day. So these are the automations that have allowed me to show up for seasons of life with full presence while also having consistent revenue streams, like when I was pregnant or in maternity leave. So back-end revenue systems. We're also creating scalable offers, specifically 3 different tiered offers, ideally, but you can create as many as you want, but we hone in on 3. We hone in on creating an entry-level offer, or refining one you might already have. So this would be like a freebie or a low ticket offer, a mid ticket offer, and then a high ticket offer to meet your ideal clients in your community at the different stages that they're at, both in financial commitment and just readiness with the work. So you might have somebody, an ideal client that you want to work with, and they need an entry level point. Maybe this is somebody who's just starting the work. They're not sure if the investment is really worth it, or they haven't really gotten to know you yet. So we give them an entry level point. We nurture that relationship again through automated systems. And then they come into that second level, that second tier. These are people who are ready to sign up and work with you, ready to pay you, but they're not yet ready for the deepest work, and they want to test the waters even more. I'm thinking about it like in a pool, you have the shallow end, and then you have like the 5 feet section. And then you have like the 10 feet section, right? Like we're entering people into the water with titration in a way that, again, is just like offers accessibility, meets them where they're at, wherever they're at on the journey, and wherever they're at in their financial comfort levels as well, because these tiered offers are at different financial price points. So we work on creating an offer system. The reason why this is so valuable and important as a business owner is because you want to have multiple revenue streams so that you don't have to be focusing in on just one thing, because if that one thing stops resonating with people or you stop feeling really excited about it, you want to be able to bring your focus into other places. And you also can work with a wider variety of people. Your work can reach more people. So that's why we focus on the tiered offers. We work on the back-end automation system. So that's all of the systems in place. And I've been asked a lot of questions about that. Now let's talk about the practitioner facilitator training. We use specifically the framework of the Sacred Method. The Sacred Method follows the word sacred, so SACRED, and each one of those steps is a different, they're all unique steps in the framework. So sacred, the S stands for soul, so we do a specific soul retrieval, energetic work. We go into, I'm not going to go through the entire system here because that's obviously what we do in the program, but there's ritual work, there's archetypal parts work, there's shadow work, and this gives you a framework that you can use again and again. You can use individually with folks, you can use in group programs, you can use in workshops, and like any of the frameworks that I teach, you can absolutely make it your own. You can reorient and reorganize the steps, you can add in your own tools and techniques, which I would encourage you to do, to really refine it and personalize it. But it's nice because it's a repeatable framework. One of the things that I have found missing from programs that I have done in receiving training and initiations and certifications is that they give you like the vibes and they tell you the practices, but they don't tell you exactly what steps to use them. They don't tell you how they might all flow together. They don't give you the specific, like, here's what to do in this circumstance, here's why this thing builds upon this thing. Like, it's more just a platter rather than a guided menu. So that's one of the reasons why I think this is so powerful. Another aspect of this is the business mastermind, which means that we're in a community. This community is already shaping out to be so cohesive, and there's like a gentleness to the folks who are enrolling this year that I'm just loving. It's like soothing and connected. And so you're going to be growing with each other, bouncing ideas off of each other, connecting with one another. We have our WhatsApp group. We have twice monthly calls, and where you're coached by me, but you're also connecting with the other folks in the group. And it's a relatively small group. So this is not like a 40-person thing. This is like 10 or less. And that's intentional. You also get a one-on-one call with me at the beginning of the program, and there's option to even do one-on-one calls throughout. So that's kind of the basic overview. And I wanted to create this as a next level point for folks who are ready to go very seriously into expanding their businesses from a marketing perspective, but also from a leadership perspective. So we go into ethics, we go into trauma-informed care, we talk about what it looks like to hold people if you are dysregulated in your own life, how to come back into center and regulation so that you can continue to help people no matter what is happening around you, and to have that firm anchor point within yourself. We do a lot of somatic work in the training as well. And then we also go into the decolonization piece and ancestral healing work, which I think is just so important when you're showing up as a healer, to do it ethically, to have that integrity with your lineage, to have the cultural competency and awareness, to not perpetuate accidentally or unintentionally harmful systems through your work. All of this is a part of the Sacred Method so that you're able to show up with even more integrity, because some folks maybe have the training and they are starting their healing business, but they don't quite yet feel comfortable because they're worried they might say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, or they just want to show up in leadership with more depth and more ethics and more value-driven ways. And so that's why we bring that piece in. And from where I'm sitting, I don't believe that there is any difference or any disconnection between personal liberation and collective liberation, especially in the times that we're in. We need healers, we need priestesses, we need change makers, transformation guides, coaches. We need these roles to be embodied fiercely, with intention, with reverence, more than ever. And so that's a huge piece as well when it comes to the leadership portion of the Sacred Method. So I'm just pulling up some of the questions that I have had here. Okay, so as I said before, this is next level. This is not for beginners. This is for people who are willing to stay in relationship with the mystery, so you don't have to have all the answers. You're willing to expand your capacity for discomfort in terms of how you interact and build your relationship with your business, so that you're able to push yourself a little bit in your capacity, and that will allow you to just more fully show up without putting limitations on yourself. And this is also for folks who are willing to take radical self-responsibility. So I am not doing the work for you, but I am walking alongside with you. I'm providing you resources and ideas and frameworks and guides and tutorials. And you are the one implementing things in a way that makes sense for you and your unique business and your unique goals. And when it comes to the healing work, again, and you know this because you're a healer, but like, I am not healing you. I am walking alongside you as you heal yourself. I do not have all the answers for you. You are the expert of your own life. Your wisdom is the most important wisdom that we need to listen to as you transform and grow and expand and deepen. And that is, I think, a really important piece to anchor into. The parts of this program where people have perhaps tripped up or come against blocks are when they're stuck in victim mindset of like, oh, I just can't figure it out. Everybody else is like this comparison trap. Everybody else has it more figured out than me, or there's something wrong with me, or like I am not enough, like all of that. And we can coach you through that, but you have to be willing to set down those identities and move into a place of radical self-responsibility so that action can happen. When we're feeling stuck, often there's a nervous system misalignment. So we do work with the somatic practices for expanding our businesses. And we also have the ceremonial piece, which is one of the most profound healing modality. It's the original healing modality, ceremony and ritual. And so that's why we bring that into the work as well. So at the end of the program, you are certified in the Sacred Method as a practitioner. You can do spiritual coaching because we do a lot of deep spiritual work, archetypal work, shadow work. And you have the Sacred Ceremony Guide and Ritual Facilitator training component as well. So it's 3 certifications in one, which is very powerful. I'm looking at my notes just to make sure I'm covering everything. So we do embodied trauma-informed leadership, deep level healing and shadow integration, lineage-aware ceremonial facilitation, the creation of scalable, ethical business systems to support building, and how I've used them, a 7-figure business without sacrificing integrity, your lifestyle, like for me, motherhood, or your nervous system stability. This isn't just to add more techniques or tools to your toolbox. This is really the invitation and the threshold to step deeper into what leadership looks like for you as a healer, as a practitioner, so that you can create a legacy within your business that is mission driven. Like, what does your business look like 30 years from now? And how can we create and hold somewhat of a vision while knowing like it's probably going to change, and let's be open to the surprise and delight that the universe can provide for us. But really anchoring into like, we're not just building a brand, we're not just building a single offer, but we're looking at what your world can create that will sustain the world of your business can create that will sustain beyond just you. Like, what is your real impact, and how can we help you bring your vision for what you want the world to be outwards into your professional work, so that you're not only contributing your soul's wisdom and sharing the medicine that you're here to share, but you're also doing it in a way that sustains your lifestyle and pays you, because we all obviously need to have that energetic and financial 3D reciprocity in order to live our lives and continue to do our work. We're not benefiting anybody if we're so burnt out or we're so busy with other things that we're not able to do our healing work, because that's, I think, if you're considering this, you know that's what you're here to do. I've also had folks just ask me to share a little bit more about myself and how I came up with this method, so I'm going to do a little bit of that. I started the Self-Love Coach certification. I'm going to start there. After doing coaching myself with folks, and I had somebody who asked me, like, how can I do what you do? And I'd patchworked together other trainings and certifications in energy work and psychology, in coaching and wellness, and started coaching people. There was no Self-Love Coach certification course, so I created the first one. That was back in 2020, and since then I've trained over 400 coaches. So now, in about a little over a year ago, I started creating this method, the Sacred Method, because I love the self-love work. But as you know, we're always evolving, we're always deepening based on our own lived experiences. You can go back to my podcast and listen to the episode Healing at Hyperspeed. I go over a little bit about a big revelation that I experienced, and initiation that I experienced when I first became a mom, not through this baby, but through my firstborn. And it changed the way that I was interacting with my own healing journey. I still believe in the self-love work. I still think it's so important and necessary. This is just the next step of the evolution. So I created it out of my own dark night of the soul. And when I started really claiming the ceremonial part of my lineage, because my great uncle was a medicine man, and I just have a whole lineage of spiritual leaders and healers. My great grandfather was a minister, and I just feel like once I allowed myself to step into, like, I do have this, I'm not just a self-love coach, but I also have this lineage of sacred leadership and spiritual guidance. Like, I really allowed myself to claim that. The Sacred Method came through. And I started facilitating it one-on-one a couple of years ago, and I wanted to kind of try it out myself, and I started working with clients with it, and then I decided, okay, this is ready to be brought forward for other people to utilize the method as well. And on top of that, I have all of these more advanced business strategies that I just simply couldn't fit into my entry-level certification. And this is for folks, as I said, who want to create these bigger scalable offers in back end of their businesses. And so I wanted a place to share what has been so impactful for my business in terms of the marketing and the tech and the automation and all of that. So that's also why I put that in the Sacred Method. So we have the deep level transformative framework itself for the Sacred Method. We have the ceremony guide and ritual training, which I've been offering folks for a couple of years now. And we have the Mastermind, the business side of things. So if there are other questions, you can let me know. We have the weekly video lessons that are all pre-recorded, bi-weekly live Zoom group calls, the online community, option to have one-on-one support. You're going to get a one-on-one call with me regardless. And okay, a couple of questions about this. So the calls are scheduled at various times, and I do this to accommodate the different time zones of those in the group. So once you sign up, you can let me know what, like, you can say Wednesday evenings work best for me, and I'll do my best to accommodate that. And I schedule the calls at the beginning of each month. The video lessons are between 15 and 30 minutes each. I try to keep the coursework under an hour each week because I know everybody's busy, and we have the calls on top of that, and you're going to be integrating what you're learning through creating your back-end systems or through doing your own personal healing work, creating your own ceremonies, being involved in our community and our WhatsApp. So I try to keep it all doable with maybe like at most it would take like 2 hours a week, ideally 1. And I find that that's just a really nice, easy, balanced way to move through course material that allows time for integration, because you don't want to take up all of your time just watching videos, because you want to implement and integrate what it is you're learning and also have time to show up fully engaged in our community and in our group calls. So that is how much time you can expect it to take. There's 3 different tuition options. They're all listed on the website. Scholarship applications are open but will close soon. This is the only enrollment for 2026. So if you know that this is for you, I encourage you to sign up, because I'm not going to offer this again until 2027. The reason why I only do 1 enrollment per year is because this is a really high-touch container. And I want to make sure that I'm able to be fully present with you as you're growing your business, as you're developing your practices as a facilitator. And I'm only able to do that with 1 cohort per year. I believe that I've answered all of the questions that I wrote down that folks were asking me. If there's anything else, y'all can feel free to let me know. Let me check and see. All right. Beautiful. So I hope that you'll check out the Sacred Method. You can do so at the link in my bio, or you can send me a DM with the word sacred. You can send me an email. There's so many different ways that we can connect. I'm available for quick Q&A calls tomorrow if you want to hop on a quick call. I've been on calls, as I said, all day, just connecting with people, seeing if it's the right fit. This is for a very specific type of person, but as I've been assuring people who've been signing up, you do not have to have all of the answers. Like, this is the space. If you're asking the question of like, do I have what it takes to fully step into my leadership? I don't know what my offers need to look like. Like, I don't even know what I'm creating. I just know that I'm meant to be a healer, that I've been helping people, but I don't know what that looks like tangibly in terms of systems and offers. Like, this is the place where we answer those questions. So you're not expected to already have the answers. Otherwise, there would be no reason to be part of the program. And you're not expected to feel 100% ready, because that readiness is developed through doing, and we do it together. And that's one of the reasons why it's so beneficial to work with a mentor, to do a program, is because you develop your confidence. I like to look at cultivating readiness and aligned action in 3 different, well, actually it's kind of 4 different ways. I like to look at what resources are needed. So do you have the resources available to you to reach this goal, to attain this vision that you have for yourself, for your business? How confident do you feel? That's a big piece. Some of that is mindset. Some of that is actually guidance and resourcing yourself more. And what is your energy around it? Like your deeper energy, your psychology, the energy in your body. How are you showing up and communicating to people outside of just verbally, but also like through your nervous system? And also priority. That's the 4th piece, is like, how much of a priority is this for you? Like, do you want this year to be the year that you go really serious in taking your business to the next level? It might not be a priority to you, and that's okay. But if it is, like, we get really clear. So how confident are you? How resourced are you? How much of a priority is it? And where is your energy at with all of this? And if you can begin to look at achieving or going towards your visions for yourself and your business through asking those questions or looking at it in that lens, that can offer a lot of clarity on where you need to focus your next steps. I'm available to chat, as I said. I invite you to read the website. This isn't the best fit for everybody, but for those it's incredible. I have folks from last year doing it again, because they loved it so much and they want to deepen with the work because it's just so juicy, so rich. There's so much to sink your teeth into, and they want that continued support. And I think that's like the best testament to the work is like, I want to do it again. So I'm really happy with that. And with the results folks have achieved, I see the people who graduated last year, like just showing up so fully in their businesses, so unapologetically themselves and their authenticity, like just going next level with their marketing and their truth and how they're sharing themselves with the world, being more audacious and having just a lot more connection with clients and community. And it's been really beautiful to witness, like to see people just really own themselves in their leadership and anchor deeper into community and expand their businesses and create new offerings. I'm here for you if you need anything. I love you so much. I'm going to pull one ritual card to end our time together unless there are any questions. I just painted this box on my birthday with some friends. I had a crafting party and it's perfect size for my ritual cards, which by the way are available. If you want a deck, send me a message. All right, I'm going to shuffle this here and we'll see what wants to come through to end our time together today. This feels right. Oh, this is perfect. Alchemy. So that's a big piece here in the Sacred Method is alchemy. So alchemy is taking two things and turning them, or one thing and turning it into something else. So like the process of physical alchemy would be turning lead into gold. And when we talk about emotional alchemy, it's turning your pain into purpose, into power. It's turning your uncertainty, your fear into motivation, into soul connection, into medicine for you to share with others. Being able to alchemize your lived experience into medicine for other people is not only a gift for other people because they get to experience the wisdom that you've cultivated through your healing journey, but it's also a gift to yourself because it gives so much more meaning to why you might have experienced whatever it is you have experienced. I know for me, like emotional alchemy is what healed me from PTSD. Like, hands down, I would not have been able to get myself out of the dark hole I was in if I wasn't alchemizing it into purpose and into meaning. And I know some folks will be like, you don't have to find meaning. Sometimes suffering just happens. But that's never worked for me. I am not willing to just wallow in misery. I want to create meaning. I want to create purpose. I want the universe to speak its magic through my lived experiences so that I can go out and help other people and help myself and create a life that feels meaningful and synchronistic and magical and enchanting. So that's what alchemy offers us. And that's a huge part of what we do in the Sacred Method. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. As I said, I'm available for quick calls. I would love to hear from you. And I'm sending you so many blessings and so much love. Again, we start January 11th. So connect before then. Mwah. Take care.